What is happening, my fellow subscribers, fellow friends, family, whatever the fuck? It's been a minute since I last made a video, more specifically talking directly to you guys. I really don't even know the last time I even made a video like that. It probably wasn't even that long ago, like a year ago or so. And yeah, I said it wasn't that long ago when I said it was about a year ago. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I'm in a whole new environment now. I now live with my girlfriend and her family. This is my own room. It's pretty sick. Get to have all my shit displayed. Not everything. I have to make some room to put more stuff up. But it's been a minute since I last made a collection video. And since I'm rocking out my sweet-ass Beavis and Butt-Head t-shirt, which... where did I even get this? Probably like Walmart or something. I thought it would be kind of cool to showcase my entire Beavis and Butt-Head DVD collection. I was just gonna do like a entire like home media collection, like video games, CDs, VHSs, but I don't really have that many VHS tapes anymore. I only have two, which is the Feel Our Pain VHS, which I have for sentimental reasons, because that was my first exposure to Beavis and Butt-Head. My dad had that tape when I was a kid, popped it in and watched it, loved all the episodes, and that's kind of where it started for me, for my love for the series. It's actually my favorite show. I know you guys like that's been subscribed to me for a while. You would think, oh, is it Drake and Josh? No, it's really not. I mean, it's one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows, and I still love that show. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like my favorite thing as much as it used to be during like my phase throughout high school. I occasionally try to bring some new content, but I'm kind of just phasing out of that a little bit. No reason whatsoever. It's just, you know how shit goes. You kind of have different phases. But yeah, Beavis and Butt-Head, I've always had a big, huge love for the series. I even remember when they brought back the show for its 8th season back in 2011, 2012. I was only like 8 or 9 years old at the time, and I was so fucking excited. Obviously, I caught up with all of the newer seasons, the Mike Judge's Beavis and Butt-Head on Paramount Plus. I've watched the Do the Universe film. So yeah, I've been a massive fan of the series since I was really young, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to showcase all the DVDs that I have. And for some reason, I don't know why it just slipped past my mind, but I do have one more other VHS, and that is the History of Beavis and Butt-Head. It's a promotional screener copy, but I'm not going to be showing those off just because of how they're really small, and there are already releases that are featured on the DVDs. And for the CDs and the games, I do have quite a bit to show. I actually have like 4 CDs and like 3 or 4 game console versions, but I'm not going to show those off. I just think the DVD collection, since it's the most stuff that I have, it's something that I'm going to share. So hope you guys enjoyed, like the collection video. I'm going to try to do more shit like this, try to upload more videos. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So the first two, I'll start off with this one. This is kind of a very sought after release. Not many people know about this. So before the Time Life DVDs came out, because there were 6 volumes of the Time Life set, Sony Music Entertainment, or SMB as it says on the spine in the back, they released 2 DVDs based on the VHSs that they released. I think they were released around the late 90s. And at the time, this was the very first time Beavis and Butt-Head made it to DVD, but they only did 2 releases out of like the several tapes that they released. They probably didn't sell that well. You can go online and the prices vary. Like, I think I paid this DVD that I have in my hand for about like $5, and then like the next one I think it was around like 10. But sometimes they kind of vary because people think they're out of print and rare. But anyway, we'll start off with this one. This is The Final Judgment. So not many people probably knew that they released 2 of the tape versions individually. I think I got this one off of Macari. But it's already on the Time Life DVD, so you don't technically need this, but as a completionist freak, you gotta have what you gotta have. It's also just a very sick cover. It's one of my favorite Beavis and Butt-Head themed covers. But there's a list of episodes right there. It's not gonna be the best quality because my phone's kind of a piece of shit, but there's The Final Judgment. It's the more common one out of the 2. You can probably find this on eBay or maybe even Macari, as long as you look deep enough, and hopefully sellers are generous. Now this one, it took me a minute to find. Like I said, I got it for $10. I got this sometime last year, and it was very cool to have this. It's not like as cool as the VHS, because the VHS has like a metallic cover, but I think this was kind of cool too. But here is Beavis and Butt-Head Do Christmas. I looked on eBay. There are like 2 or 3 copies listed right now at the time I'm making this video, and they're like selling for like $30 fucking, which I find just absolutely insane. Like, I get that this is kind of a semi-rare DVD, but I mean, honestly, if you had the option, just go for the Time Life DVDs. They're cheaper, they're easier to find. This, like I said, you don't really need, but if you're a completionist, like I said, then you know it's worth grabbing. But the disc is actually more of a clear, like a clear design. But yeah, it would have been sweet if they would have released Butt-Ween as a separate one. But like I said, I don't think they sold very well. I think the tapes did better. However, in the early 2000s, Time Life Video released 6 volumes of Beavis and Butt-Head. They were basically just like 2 releases into one tape. So I think for an overall package, people like that better. And I guess these were promoted pretty well. Those I don't even think I've seen a commercial for the SMB copies, but the Time Life ones, they had their way of like promoting it pretty well. So I have all 6 of them, and these are the ones that are all in order. I actually bought these all in a lot bundle, and I think I got it for like $30, and I thought it was a really good price. Bought them all. So here's the first one. This is Innocence Lost and Chicks and Stuff, and the set is called The Best of Beavis and Butt-Head. So like I said, it's just 2 VHSs put into one, and they actually did release all 6 of these on VHS as well. The first 3 are very common. The last 3 are not really all that common. I'm not too sure why. Like I said, I think it's because even like in the commercials, the Time Lifes were up to the first 3 and they never showed the other one, so maybe there just wasn't they probably had like a limited stock for those last 3. I'm not sure, but here it is. This one has 17 episodes. It's in a blue color, which is quite nice, and every single one of these has an episode insert, and then if you flip it over, it has a poster. Not really like a poster, but like, you know, like the insert card artwork. So this is the Innocence Lost cover. But yeah, it has a great selection of episodes. So sometimes if I'm really in the mood to watch Beavis and Butt-Head, I sometimes pop these in. I know some people shit on them, but I don't care. And especially since some of these episodes, I don't even think were on the Mike Judge collections. I thought they were kind of neat. So here is Trouble Youth and Feel Our Pain. I think my dad actually, he had this in the Butt-Ween and Do Christmas one. I think he found that at my local game store. Like I said, these are all from the lot bundle that I bought. Like I said, Feel Our Pain was my first exposure to Beavis and Butt-Head, so that release in particular holds a very special place in my heart. But there is the disc and the inside, and I'll also flip it over to show you guys what the other side looks like. This is the Trouble Youth cover. Yeah, I remember being like kind of creeped out by the choke episode, especially with that specific scene right there, but gotta start somewhere with Beavis and Butt-Head, you know. So alright, and then we have Butt-Ween and Beavis and Butt-Head Do Christmas. This is a great collection right here. This one has 10 episodes, but obviously the specials are longer, and I should point out that this one has 16 episodes, so just one shorter, but still cool. And again, it has a green color. Trying to get a decent look at it. This is a perfect DVD to watch, especially around like the holidays, you know, for Halloween and Christmas. I think it's a great collection. So, and then here's the Do Christmas artwork design. I've always loved that promotional image. I think it's just so fucking funny. The letters to Butt-Head is like the funniest shit ever. Santa Butt-Head, my bad. But yeah, this is a great collection for seasonal reasons. All right, next we have Law Abiding Citizens and There Goes the Neighborhood. I want to say There Goes the Neighborhood was actually the first Beavis and Butt-Head VHS release. I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I'm pretty sure that was the very first one, and yet it was the 4th one that they put out onto the Time Life set. But yeah, it's got like a yellow disc design. It's very, very nice. I love There Goes the Neighborhood because it has all the Tom Anderson episodes, and it's like some of the funniest ones. But this one uses the Law Abiding Citizens cover. So I'm trying to get better lighting in here. I'm using my TV for lighting. That's how broke I am. But there it is. That's a great set. Here's probably my favorite out of all of these. This is Work Sucks and The Final Judgment. So like I said, The Final Judgment, they did put on its own separate thing. Same with the Do Christmas one, or I don't know. Like I said, this is a much better deal. You have more episodes. This one has 15 episodes, and The Law Abiding Citizens and There Goes the Neighborhood has 16. Yeah, I do think that this is probably my favorite because it has some of my favorite episodes. The Work Sucks one, there's The Final Judgment cover design, but I always just find that one so relatable. And then like The Final Judgment's got like The Great Cornholio and Liar Liar and No Laughing, Manners Suck. Great selection of episodes. All these have great episodes. And the last one, which is kind of interesting, this is Hard Cash. It's just a single DVD. They actually did release this on VHS as well, but at the time, and then that's probably why this one didn't really sell that well in terms of the Time Life tape, just because it was already a individual release, I think by SMB. So unless you're a completionist and you just want to get all the Time Life tapes, then that's up to you. But yeah, this one's just, it's only 8 episodes. It's a little bit shorter than the others, but I do like the color. It kind of fits the dollar theme. But yeah, that's the entire Time Life set. I'll show them all off through their spines so you can kind of see. There's all 6 of them. All right, so Paramount eventually finally got the distribution rights to release Beavis and Butt-Head on DVD. And of course, the very first one they started with is Beavis and Butt-Head Do America. This DVD came out in 1999. I want to say this is the very first Paramount DVD for Beavis and Butt-Head. This is the original release. I found this off of, I think it was Facebook Marketplace. I found it for like $2. And it also has the insert and the clear disc design. Got the scene selection, and then you got the awesome poster. I actually just realized I'm missing 2 things, so I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't start when I did. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just realized I was missing 2 things. But yeah, this is the original DVD release of Beavis and Butt-Head Do America, and I do have the collector's edition one. I'll show that off here later, and you're probably wondering, well, why can't you just show it off now? But you'll see. So in terms of episodic DVDs, this next one I'm about to show off was technically the very first episodic Beavis and Butt-Head DVD, but it already had some complications back when this first came out. This is a very, very sought after DVD set, also a VHS set, and when Mike Judge heard about Paramount releasing this, he was so pissed off. He threatened to sue Paramount if they didn't recall these, and because of that, this is probably one of the most high demanding collector items for Beavis and Butt-Head in general. You can go on eBay; they range between $100 to $300, which is fucking crazy. But thankfully, I didn't have to pay that much for it because my dad actually got this for me for my birthday last year, and that is the history of Beavis and Butt-Head. As you can see, it's got the same artwork design from the Mike Judge Collection Volume 1 Disc 3 cover. The only difference is that it says Skull and Death Rock, whereas that one says AC/DC Metallica. But yeah, my dad got this for me off of eBay, and it was not cheap at all. Sometimes they kind of range depending on how generous the sellers are, but yeah, for some reason, mine looks a little bit off. I feel like it's a little bit more pixelated. I asked the seller if this was a bootleg, and they swear up and down that it's not. So I thought about getting another copy because I noticed that a lot of copies have the ridges, little curved ridges. This one has like sharp edges to it, and the picture quality is honestly not that clean on the cover, but it's whatever. I'm still happy to have this anyway, just because of how fucking awesome this set is. But yeah, it's a 2-disc set, and mine came with the insert card, and they're split up into 4 parts. but I prefer to have the episodes that way when I open I know what episodes are on here. So there's disc 1 with Butthead, and of course the disc is green, and then here's disc 2 with Beavis, and the disc is pink. So yeah, like I said, a lot of people like always ask like, oh, is this set worth getting? In my opinion, it is, purely just because of the fact that the first few episodes, like disc 1 in particular, is worth owning just by itself. Because you got like some of the episodes that weren't even released on the Time Life DVDs, the Mike Judge collection. So episodes like Give Blood, Balloon, Door to Door, Yogurt's Cool, Science, Sick, Sign Here. You know, episodes like that, they weren't even released on those other ones. They only aired on TV back in the day. So I kind of get why Mike Judge was a little bit pissed off about that, but it's kind of strange because they actually released the history of Beavis and Butthead in the UK first with all the same episodes. The 4th part was released in Australia with the last 8 episodes from the set. And I'm assuming it's because he's not familiar with international releases. So when he heard about this, he's like, yeah, this shit's got to go. Obviously, some stores still had it on the shelf, hence why some copies are still obtainable. I wouldn't say this is like the rarest Beavis and Butthead piece. In my collection it is, but overall it's not the rarest DVD. I would say that would go to the Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead Season 1 and the Universe double feature DVD. It was canceled. I saw one sell on eBay for $100 fucking bucks. It was still brand new. Still pissed off that I missed out on that. But yeah, the history of Beavis and Butthead, I personally think it's worth grabbing. Try to get it for a decent deal. I wouldn't pay any more than $100 for this, maybe $125. If you can get it for under $100, that's a fucking steal. I would say get it. But like I said, I thought about getting a new copy because I'm not exactly sure. I mean, obviously different factories manufacture this, but I just find it so strange how this one's not exactly in like super crisp quality. It's a little bit harder to see in person, but I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like, I don't know, but great set no matter what. But yeah, also here's another thing I should point out. All the other copies I've seen, the discs were like clear. This is like an orange yellow disc design, like burnt discs. So yeah, I'm most likely gonna try to get another one because I don't even know if these are bootleg or not. I'd be pissed if it was. My dad would probably be pissed. He's probably watching this like, oh, what the fuck, but I don't know. But either way, great set. And if I were to get rid of this, I'd probably give it to like a friend of mine, like my best friend Isaac, or maybe my dad would take it. I don't know. But yeah, with that being canceled, there was a brief period for a couple of years where Beavis and Butthead wasn't put out on DVD by Paramount. And it wasn't until 2005 when Mike Judge collaborated with Paramount. He's like, all right, we're going to do this shit right, and I'm going to take charge of whatever episodes are going to be on here. So he made 3 volumes, and I have all 3 of them. And we'll of course start off with the Mike Judge Collection Volume 1. This was another big, important piece to me for Beavis and Butthead because my dad had this set growing up, and I watched the shit out of this set. I've watched this more than the Feel Our Pain tape because there were so many episodes on here. I'm trying to remember how many episodes are on here. I think it's on the... I think they say it on the inside, but yeah. But this is not my childhood one. I think my dad has that, but I got this one off of eBay, and the reason why is because I'll show you. So you slide it out. It's got a cool little slip cover, and then you got Beavis and Butthead on either side. You slide it out, and you got all 3 slim cases here. Let's see. I think there's 20 episodes, 40 episodes. Oh yeah, there's only 40 episodes in total. And then, like I said, this is the history of Beavis and Butthead cover right here. So about 40 episodes on each of these, so really not bad. Obviously, some people shit on these sets because of how, there's some episodes they wish they were on there. But honestly, for a box set, it's really not too bad. I think it gets a little bit too much shit, to be honest, but... yeah, I never really cared for the 3rd disc, saw that much, even when I was a kid. So to me, these 2 are the ones I definitely watched the most. So now the reason why I bought this online was because of this. This has never even been shown on YouTube, I don't think, but this is a bonus holiday disc. I'm assuming this was like sold in like Best Buy or Target stores back in the day, back when the set first came out. I saw this, I'm like, oh shit, this is really cool. Fucking TV. But yeah, I thought this was super, super cool. I don't remember what contents are on here. I think I may have checked it out once, but I love the artwork on here. So yeah, apparently these bonus discs are a little uncommon. Sometimes sellers just, they don't even realize that it's even in there. But make sure I'm putting this on right. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I gotta have this. And I want to say this was the first one that I got. All right, next we have Volume 2, which ironically enough, this is the only set out of the 3 that I did not have when I was a kid. Even though I fucking love the color on this. It's like pink and blue. It's really, really cool. Mine still has the like the original, like when you bought this back in the day, you would have this like on the back, the barcode and whatnot. It tells you like how many episodes are on there and the features that are on here. So when I bought this, I still had it. And like I said, there's the back side. You slide it out. I always love this picture. I don't know what it is. And then on the back, I had put dumbass on Beavis's back. But same scenario. I got it with the bonus disc. This basically promotes Volume 3 being released soon. But I think this was a Best Buy exclusive. This one took me the longest to get. It was the last one that I was looking for. And I promise I didn't even pay that much for it. I think I paid like $10 for all these sets in total. Not in total, each. Yeah, I did not grow up with this one. It wasn't until much later when I got the complete collection set is when I finally saw what episodes were on here. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into these just because you guys have seen these like hundreds of times. These are probably like the most common Beavis and Butt-Head DVDs that you can get your hands on. So yeah, it's very, very cool. Again, I fucking love the color on this. It's probably my favorite in terms of the covers. And then, of course, the last one we have here is Volume 3. Funny story with this one. My dad bought this set for my cousin for her birthday, and at the time, she was still pretty young, dude. I find that so fucking funny. Because of that, she wasn't allowed to watch it. So I basically just watched the shit out of this. She's watched a few episodes when she was growing up, but I don't know, I just found it so funny that my dad got that for her. I think it's because like I don't know why he wouldn't have bought that for himself. And I don't know, I really don't understand. I have to ask my dad that. I'm like, why the hell did you get this for her? But I just find it funny. But yeah, another really nice cover design. This one's like it's kind of like an orangish red color with the green, so it's very nice. And then Beavis got Butt-Head back by putting bungholes, so I fucking love the fact that they kept that going. And of course, it has the bonus disc. This one just has, it actually says what's on here. It says like the future Beavis and Butt-Head, the original Office Space short, shit like that. So this says 2006 though, so I think this is a 2006 release. Yeah, this is the very last one that Mike Judge put out for the longest time in terms of the Mike Judge collections. This was the last one. I think the third disc has Frog Baseball on it. So I remember being a kid and watching that, and I'm just like, wow. I'm like, this came a long way for the animation. And then I watched season 1. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, people shit on those sets all the time, but I don't care. I think it's a fucking really awesome collection, especially since how many episodes are on there? I think it's like 120 episodes. I know it's not the complete series, but I still think it's cool. So 2011 came around. They announced that they were making another season, and Beavis and Butt-Head didn't really have that many DVD releases. Like, these were out, but I'm pretty sure they might have stopped producing them after a minute. So as a way to promoting the new season around that time, they released another DVD collection. It's like a random collection. I think there's only like 20 episodes on here. Yeah. You technically don't really need this, but I went ahead and bought it anyway. I got it like brand new for really cheap, and that is Mike Judge's Most Wanted. Very, very nice collection. Or not really collection, but the artwork. But yeah, it's just got 20 random episodes on here. I don't know if they were handpicked by Mike Judge or what, but it's got it at least has Frog Baseball is a special feature, so that's kind of cool. The Taint of Greatness featurette. It does have some really good episodes on here, like Lightning Strikes, Nosebleed, Tired, Animation Sucks, Prank Call, Bus Trip, The Great Cornholio, you know, like some really good episodes. But if you already have the Mike Judge collections, you don't really need this unless, like I said, you're a completionist like me. And I did buy it brand new, and it didn't even come with anything, but I went ahead and fucking got it anyway because it's actually kind of cool. Like I said, the artwork is just very nice. Now we're gonna skip volume 4 for now. I promise you'll see why. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna include it anyway. I have the Blu-ray release of volume 4. I don't have the DVD. I don't really think I'm gonna plan on getting the DVD set individually, I should point out. I think I got this in a bid, I want to say. This Blu-ray set ranges for like 15 bucks used, sometimes even 20 bucks used. I don't know if people are just, I mean, it's the highest quality source you can get for these episodes. Probably didn't sell that well, I'm not sure. But this one's just a single disc set. The special features are crammed in there, and then this insert says episodes are formatted 4:3 or full screen as intended for broadcast, which I'm not gonna lie, that really sucks. There's actually nothing else on the back, I should point out. I think it sucks just because I understand them when they aired it on TV, but they honestly could have released this in widescreen, at least for home video. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I have the Blu-ray set right here. This is the way to go. But now we move on to this collection. I got this for Easter in 2017. You know, for this collection, to me, this was such a huge deal because at the time I didn't have any of the Mike Judge collections, and it's honestly still not a bad set. I'm still happy that I even held on to this, especially since they re-released it differently. But this is Beavis and Butt-Head, the complete collection. Like I said, I got this for Easter. And I was so fucking happy when I got this because, like I said, I'm like, dude, there's volume 2 on here, which I haven't seen yet. I had volume 4, which I haven't even seen those episodes since they aired on TV. I had Beavis and Butt-Head Do America. I fucking almost just dropped it. Thankfully I saved it. But yeah, you can tell how long I've had this for because it's a little beat up. I got this set when I was about 14, like 13 going on 14. So the slipcover has definitely seen some better days. But I'm glad I even still had the slipcover. But yeah, it's like in a single, case, and the packaging for this honestly sucks because, you know, you open it up and like these are not even like attached to the case. Like, was it really that hard for them to put like hinges on this thing? And because of that, they would occasionally break so easily. So unfortunately, this is not the easiest way to go. Now, they did re-release the set not that long ago. I see it at Walmart all the time. My girlfriend's brother, I actually got it for him as a graduation present last year. They condensed it into 2 separate cases, and they actually have like flip trays. I really thought about grabbing that just to say fuck it, because it's technically a second version. But you know, I guess be like, why the fuck would you waste your money on that? But I mean, it's just so much more convenient instead of this thick ass box. But yeah, honestly, this is actually still a really cool set. I know a lot of people shout on this when it came out, saying like, oh, you know, like that's not the complete series, but that's why it's called the complete collection. We already knew we weren't gonna get a complete series. I even fucking knew that even when this came out, but it's whatever. Now this is really cool. I bought this around my birthday, and I thought this was a very sick thing to have. This is a Beavis and Butt-Head box set, which has 2 bobbleheads. It has Beavis doing the cornholio, I think. No, I'm sorry. But yeah, Butt-Head has like a soda cup on the bottom, and then Beavis has that as well, but also nachos. So that's really cool. The set is not brand new, but I don't really feel like taking it out of the box, but I will for one of the things in here. So like I said, I bought this set. I thought it was super, super cool. I got it for a really, really good price. And It's got some really nice stuff in here. Bobbleheads really make it up for it too. But I'll show you this. This is the 2006 special edition release of Beavis and Butt-Head Do America. Some copies of this actually feature a slipcover. Even for some reason in this set, it has the slipcover, but it's not on here. But there's really nothing crazy about it. But this is definitely the definitive DVD version. This is the one that came in that collection pack. It's got some nice little special features on here. But yeah, it's got... Just look at that box, dude. It's so fucking sick. It's so cool. And then like on the top here, and then if you open it, it's got both of them. But yeah, I'm not gonna... Maybe I'll make a separate video looking through this shit. But as of right now, I'm just trying to make this quick, and I've already been filming for a half an hour. So, yep, there is that. And then the last Blu-ray that I have is this, Beavis and Butt-Head Do America. When I heard that this was being announced, I was so fucking excited because, to me, I've never understood why they never released this on Blu-ray in the first place. And for some reason, the cover design's also really not that good. Even though this is an actual like official Paramount DVD or Blu-ray release, but I also got this for Easter from my dad, and it's so fucking sick, dude. The transfer looks great. The movie looks better than ever. It would have been cool for a 4K, but I don't even think that's ever going to happen. But yeah, it's just the Blu-ray, but the very interesting cover design. I prefer obviously the other one, but this is still very cool. And I'm very happy that they finally released this. When I heard about it, like I said, I was just so excited. Now, technically that would be it for official retail releases, but I have one more thing to show off. This is a fucking huge collection. For any Beavis and Butt-Head fan, you have to have this. My buddy Isaac, he's fucking jealous that I even have this. I got this around my birthday a couple years back, and this is seriously one of the coolest fucking things ever. This is the King Turd collection. This part's sticking out. It's kind of bugging the shit out of me. Fix that. But yeah, here we go. The King Turd collection. This is basically every single episode from seasons 1 through 8. It does not have Do the Universe or the 2 reboot series seasons. There are versions out there that they recently released, but I bought this right before Do the Universe came out. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly show off everything here one by one. I'm not going to show off the discs or anything. I'll probably just show off one of them for the hell of it. But here's disc 1, and it lists the episodes on the back, and then each disc has a design on it. It's so bootleg-ish, but it's honestly so cool. It has every episode, all the music videos. It's so sick, dude. Here's disc 2, disc 3, 4, 5. If you really want to see a good video, there's actually quite a few videos out there. I'll try to put some in the description. Here's disc 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and they all have like menus and shit. It's so cool. Disc 9, 10, shit, 11. Trying to go really quick here. 12, 13, again with the same cover, and 14, which lists the last episodes from the classic era of Beavis and Butt-Head up to season 7. Disc 15 has all the specials. Disc 16 has Beavis and Butt-Head Do America. This is the uncut version, where they included a deleted scene, which was only on like a TV cut or something like that. This one has... Alright, this is season 8 of Beavis and Butt-Head, the 2011 series, and then this is all of the music videos. So, yeah, technically this is not a complete collection now, but in terms of like the earlier era of the show, this is pretty much everything. And like I said, it's one of the coolest fucking things I ever bought. It was about $100, but from what you're getting literally everything. So that was my entire Beavis and Butt-Head collection, DVD collection. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay cool, fart knockers.